Hi guys, it's Olga Heldwein here, and today my big struggle project. I love how it turned out, but I had a few hiccups on my way. You will see them in this video. So I'm starting with my base, and it's an album box. You can create like a sad album inside the box, and through the hole, through the opening, you can see the cover. I will end up covering this hole, and I will work with amazing collection, French country, and it's a Deluxe collection edition. That means you get papers and stickers and chipboards and everything that you need to create this piece. Any piece, a lot of pieces actually. So here I have some simple MDF board. It's I think it's a standard photo frame size or something like that, and I'm just covering it with one of pieces that I cut out from the papers. And here I have the other wooden small box. It's the leftover after some supplies, so I just trim out exactly the same card that previously, and I will glue it on top of my box. But the box is quite high, it's around 1 centimeter also, so I wanted to cover the sides. So I'm using the best washi tape ever made. Seriously, if you are into washi tape, or even if you are not, you need to have this one. First of all, it's really wide. For this box, I'm dividing it on half because it's enough, and I can save some scraps for the other projects. And it's a really amazing tape with a lot of lettering, with white cream color on the black, and it's just amazing addition to all your projects. Anywho, I'm sticking my piece of paper with the double-sided adhesive, and I make sure that everything sticks well with my bone folder, and then I'm sanding all the edges with old nail filler. So it's not sharp, it will not damage my paper, but it will make all the edges smooth, and I always have it handy in case of I need to smooth something. So now ink blending. I love those inks. They are really underrated. They blending amazingly, and they have beautiful colors, especially for all the vintage projects. My favorite mix is Venetian lace and dark cashmere, and I made whole video about the inks, and there will be the next one because you requested it. So it's coming slowly, but it's coming, and I will link somewhere on the screen the video all about the inks. And those two make really nice vintage mix. So the dark cashmere have like reddish undertone, but Venetian lace is a really nice soft yellow. So when you mix them together, you get really nice distressed brown color, and I really like it. So I'm just sticking my panel on front of the drawer that will go inside my box, and I'm using mostly double-sided adhesive, but all the edges I'm filling with glue to make sure that they will adhere nice and flat and nothing will fall off. I really like this trick with adding just a little bit of glue, and if you have something like here, I just put it a little bit crooked, you can fast pick it up and just fix it. Okay, so my drawer is ready. Now with gel medium, I'm sticking the handle into front of my box. You can screw it, you can use some kind of brads to hold it on place. I find that gel medium works just perfectly fine. Yeah, so now I'm inking all my box, all around, all the all the edges. I want them to be nice and distressed because I trimmed all my paper panels to be slightly smaller, to have this nice gap, nice edge. I really like this edge. And I'm of course inking my paper as well. And you can see how I really like those things because they are not super intense. You can build up it to really intense color. But if you are not so heavy-handed, you can easily build them up and have really smooth blending. So here is my first fail. I covered whole panel with double-sided adhesive, and I realized that under this hole I will have stickiness. So my fast fix-up was just to place a piece of paper directly on the hole, so I secured it from not being sticky from inside. And now I'm putting both of my panels on top of my box. I have here some elements that I cut out from the papers, and here was like a big fail for me because I put my first layer of composition together and I didn't like it. I seriously hate it. I don't know why. I just didn't like how it lies together, and it was too light, and I thought that this idea is just a little flop. So I stopped recording, but I didn't want to throw my project away, and off the camera I started experimenting with it. I took the stickers and I cut out some scraps of paper, and I just make a collage of labels on top to look like a Vagabond or vintage suitcase. I didn't record it because I was sure that it will not turn out so great and I will end up throwing this away. I just decided to give it a try, and I do not regret it. I love the look of vintage Vagabond. So I just placed those elements to overlap with each other. How you put the stickers on the suitcase, you just slap them there. You don't think how to compose them. I just went with it. It took like 20 minutes or so just to stick them all and sand them lightly with my nail filer. So now we're moving to my next step. It's the main element. I really like this red thing that I cut out from the paper, but the bee wasn't stand enough from me. So I just stick a sticker under my cabochon, and those are button stickers, so they have tiny holes. That's why I was gluing it directly on the sheet, because if you use a little bit of gel medium under it, everything will stick nicely to the cabochon, and then you can just remove it all together. And I'm placing it in metal junk element. It's just it's no brand at all. I think I just bought it someday, somehow, somewhere. I don't even remember. But it fit perfectly with the size of my cabochon. And I stick it together with the frame, and it looks cool, and now I like it. So yeah, I placed all those metal elements, and the keyhole, under keyhole you can see a lot of chipboards. It's just holding it on place to give nice support while it's drying, to make sure that everything will be nice and straight. So I decided that it's too light. I want it to be a little bit light, but now when I start to liking it, I thought it's too light. So I stick a piece of this tape onto my craft mat. It's a glass craft mat, so it's easy to peel it off, and I cut it for the pieces. All those sentiments and phrases that are on this washi tape, I just cut them out to create like small custom stickers that will help me fill the visual gaps in my composition. And I'm not thinking at all about the composition. I just you know, I'm just placing them there. And again, I thought it's the light, so I went with distress inks all over the edges, and it was mistake again. I supposed to stick to my graphic 45 inks and just slowly build up the darkness. Instead of that, I went with distress inks, and I end up with applying it too heavily. So I didn't like it again. So to make it more likable and you know, just to smooth a little bit this blending that I made with the distressings, I came back with Venetian lace, give it all nice coat, and I wipe out all the stickers with baby wipe. Stickers are a little bit slippery, so they don't take ink so easily. And when I did my Venetian lace coat and my wiping, I liked it again. So now it's time for my favorite part. I love building those complicated constructions and weird compositions. So here I'm adding some pieces of metal laces, and any of those items wasn't expensive or something, but they look so fancy with all this paper surrounding. I really love graphic 45 papers for that. First of all, you can create your custom embellishments, and I really enjoy doing that. Second of all, they give everything that you will put on top of them or around them really nice vintage steampunky feeling, and I think it's my favorite style ever. Okay, so I'm placing those book corners around my frame. I have to straighten it up because it's a book corner, obviously, so they are bended to fit the book. And I'm cleaning all excess of my gel medium with makeup brush. I love to use those makeup brushes because they have really nice spot when you can put your finger and be really precise with your brush. I'm placing this graphic 45 hardware, and you can use it also on the drawers or on top of your notebooks. They give really nice library feeling. I added a few metal screws and nails head here and there just to have more. I love to have a little bit extra on my project. So to finish up my composition, I just placed a little bit of gel medium on my testing plate, and I'm just sliding small embellishments over there. I really needed this fat gear under my keyhole to make sure that it will be nice and straight because it was bending all the time. And this box can be used both horizontal or vertical, as you will see very soon. So I wanted to make sure that everything lays down nicely and you cannot see any kind of ugly things under it, because when it's lying horizontally, sometimes you can pick under the composition, especially that it's really dimensional, and I wanted to avoid any kind of ugly things around it. So I finished up my focal point with adding small ball chain with gel medium, and I just with my craft needle I just added a little bit of gel medium under each of balls from the chain to make sure that everything will adhere nicely and it will stay at place while I will be using the box. And at this stage I really liked it, but I still was thinking that something is missing. So I went to my old box that I have after my jewelry making, and I added 2 chipboard tags with some metal finishes around the holes, and I connected everything with this bronze chain and added few beads that I have over there in the small box, there are all my leftovers after times when I was making some jewelry, and you can see how I made all my connections. I like to work with a double pair of tweezers, and I just open one of rings from the chain, slide my element into opening and then close it. It's really easy to do with 2 pairs of tweezers, and I added lots of crystals, lots of dangling elements, some graphic 45 key. Unfortunately, I didn't have those small keys in bronze shade, but I used silver one, and it looks really nice in this whole dangling composition. So if you use box vertically, unfortunately this dangling piece is just laying down, but I think that when it stands up it looks cool. When it lays down, yeah, it's dangling everywhere, but it still looks really cool, and it complements the Vagabond vintage suitcase feeling that I had. So I just checking if everything opens and closes properly, and I thought that my focal element stand out too much. It was a vivid coppery gold color, so I'm making acrylic wash. I just dilute a little bit of black gesso with water and I just spread it around. By the way, all the products that I'm using today you will find in the description box, and all the info or links to Graphic 45 will be provided over there, and all the extra info that you need will be up there as well. If you have any questions, place them in the comment section, and if you like this video, give me thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. So that's all for today. That's how my project turned out. If you want to see more photos and have a little bit more info, visit Graphic 45 blog. A link is down below. Okay, that's all for today. I wish you a nice and creative day with Graphic 45, and see you next time. Bye!